All right, so I'm gonna do a quick NBA recap. I'm not gonna talk about all the games, like 13 games today. I'm not gonna talk about all of them. Like some of the games don't matter, Mavs, Wizards, or whatever. There's nothing to take away from that. But the games I feel like I took some things away from, I'm gonna talk about. The first thing I'm gonna talk about is Lakers Hornets, and what I took away from that was Anthony Davis dropped 42 and 23, and they only beat the Hornets by 5. My first question is: so if Anthony Davis didn't drop 42 and 23, the Lakers would have lost to the Hornets? Is my first question. Is that what would have happened? And so that's the thing about the Lakers, right? Is can they be consistently and that's what I'm saying. It can't just be one night you look like okay, you knocked out, you blew out Boston, and the next night if Anthony Davis drop 42 and 23, we lose to the Hornets in embarrassing fashion. They have to be a consistent team and a consistent group, um, which also leads me to the point of they need to add more to their roster. Um, whether that's Walker Kessler, Miles Turner, they need a center. Like AD can play the 4 the way he wants to, kind of be like Draymond Green and be a roamer, like an Ed Reed of the Lakers defense. But I just think that they need to make moves to better the roster around LeBron and AD, because you only get these guys. These are rare players, man, and especially a guy like LeBron. He's the second greatest, top 2, undoubtedly unanimous, top 2 greatest player of all time. Top 2, top 3 unanimous greatest player of all time, and he's only going to be here for so much longer. So that's my question. My one question is, well, like, do you want why are we saving assets if for the Lakers? Why are we saving? Like, he's like, oh, well, we want to, that's why I always say it doesn't work. You can't be built. You can't want to win a championship now and then play for the future. You got to choose one. If you're gonna play for the future, then play for the future and leave LeBron out of it. But if you're gonna go and get LeBron and these guys, go all in. Do everything you can to make sure that the best roster year in and year out. Don't talk about playing for the future, because that's what they've been doing. Oh, we want to win now, but also we want to stay and don't want to hurt our future. Win now. I believe that there's one way to win a championship. There's a certain way you do it, and the team. Hopefully, some teams can catch on to this. You go, and it's something that Phoenix is trying to do with Jimmy Butler. That's why I respect Phoenix a lot. And even by this video, they're trying to make other trades behind the scenes. But you go all in on the pieces on with KD and D-Book, and you can worry about 20, 30, one of those stupid 8th and 7th graders and those freaking freshmen in high school when they come out. When they come out of college, and then you can worry about them. But right now, you should be focused on what can we do. We got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. These are rare players. We need to go all in right now. We got a chance. 2 rare players. Not normally you have these two great players on the same team. It's a rare opportunity, especially for a team like Phoenix. We got to go all in. We're not worried about the future. Where a team like the Lakers is like, oh, well, we want to play for the future too. We don't want to blah blah, because you don't believe in you don't want to go all in, which is a shame, because the fact that we only get a LeBron is Kobe, Michael Jordan, is they're in their own stratosphere. And the fact that we get LeBron, these guys, and we're gonna have to watch them rot away in LA because the Lakers refuse to go all in and worry about the stupid future. It just, to me, is very upsetting, because he's one of the greatest players and greatest athletes this planet has ever seen. And we're never gonna get. I don't know. That's what we're gonna. We may never see a team that's fully bought in on LeBron, or a team that's fully pushing. Look, like a team an organization that says yes, we're pushing all the chips towards LeBron, like Miami did. They pushed all their chips. They wasn't worried about the future. They went all in. They got Bosh. They already had Wade. They went and got Ray Allen. They went and pushed all their chips for LeBron. They worry about the future later, but we're focused on LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, and we're gonna put everything we can around them to win. And so I just wish that the Lakers had that kind of mentality, but they don't. And that's why they're going to get burned in playoff time, because they're not going to win a championship. It just sucks, because it's one of the greatest athletes this planet has ever seen, and it's going to end up, kind of just rotting away over there in LA. But yeah, that was my main takeaway. Kind of my frustration. The second thing for Anthony Davis is this, man. It's about time you woke up, bro. You see guys like SGA. You see guys like Jokic. You see guys like Luka. I mean, all these guys who are like 30, 10, and 10 a night, bare minimum. And they're 30 plus a night, 10 rebounds plus a night, 10 assists plus a night. Anthony Davis, it's about time this becomes a regular for you. I'm tired of seeing the once a month occasional 42 and 23, and then we kind of 20 and 10. No. Because you're supposed to be the one you can't. All we hear about Anthony Davis is, special talent, rare talent. You'll never see one-on-one. When he started playing like one-on-one, and I'm just gonna call it. I'm gonna say it now. Anthony Davis needs to be putting these games on a regular. I'm not saying you need to drop 42 and 23, but why you not put him the same numbers as Jokic? I get maybe the assists shouldn't be there, but the points and the rebounds should be the same. If you're that rare player, you should be putting up the same numbers as Jokic. You should be dominating. You need to dominate every night. It can't just be once a month or once a week. It needs to be every day, every week. For Anthony Davis, he just hasn't been that. Especially his last couple, especially after that championship run, he just hasn't been that dominant MVP level player. He just hasn't been that consistently. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. And that's, I think, the next step for AD is getting his game back to continually on the top on every night basis. He's a top 5 player in the NBA and taking that load off LeBron. Because for years now he's supposed to have taken the load off LeBron and he still hasn't. That was the whole plan. He was going to take the load off LeBron. LeBron was going to be able to kind of coast to the back end of his career where he is now. Hasn't been able to do that because AD hasn't taken that step. So that's my problem with AD. He has to come down every night. He has to have a mentality of a dog mentality of, I'm going to dominate. I'm going to come in. And look, some nights, if Anthony Davis is that good, if he dominates, he will get 42 and 23 if he wants it. But he has to go get it. But I can guarantee he can get 30 plus. He can get 10 rebounds plus a night. If Jokic can do it and Jokic is all this and that and you're supposed to be on that same level, you should be doing it too. Because that's what the greats do, they dominate. And so I just think AD has to bring it a little bit, man. He has to do it on a consistent basis. Be a top 5 player. Show us you're an MVP candidate. Be that player. Don't just be 20 and 10 or 25 and 8 and and then you watch the game, but then you don't really feel we don't really feel your impact. And then we're watching people. Next thing too is Anthony Davis as a shooter. I would like to see more from him. Just developing that shot and just kind of space the game out a little bit. And I don't know his numbers this year for his field goal potential. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know in years past that's been a big problem from him. And that's something I'll be watching in the future is how does he shoot from the mid-range and the 3-point line? Because come playoff time is going to be massive. Because especially if he's going to be the 4-man, if they're going to get a center, you're going to have to be able to space it. You can't play in the modern NBA and be the 4 and not be able to space it. And so that's going to be a big thing with AD too. And then Anthony Davis. When Jokic gets in the mid-range, people don't sag off of him, man. They get up on him and they try to deter that shot. And they try to go block. When Anthony Davis gets in the mid-range, I see people just look at him like, okay, take it. We dare you. As if like they're not scared. And so for me, I was also a little concerning too, is just that his jump shot's just not there. Another player that I think also needs to develop a jump shot, because it's a jump shot, is Amen Thompson. Now I see people say, oh my gosh, Amen dropped 33 tonight, 4 and 10, while shooting 2 threes and only making 1. Versus the Celtics, they're one of the best defenses in the NBA. Now, Derek White was out, Horford was out, Hauser was out, so that changes a lot of stuff. But still, I thought, he looked amazing. I see everybody raised about him. But the one thing I'm going to say about Amen Thompson, man, is this. To me, he's going to have to get a jump shot. Because if you think Rockets fans and NBA fans are lying, he's going to have to get a jump shot. Because here's the next problem. If y'all think I'm lying, go ask OKC fans how it is having a 2 guard that can't shoot the 3 ball in a playoff series. Go ask them. Go ask OKC fans, how was it having a 2 guard that can't shoot the 3 ball? Go ask them. And teams sag off of him. You're playing 4-on-5 basketball. So that's my thing about him, man. He's going to have to develop a 3-point shot. I get all of the stuff he can do, but if he doesn't develop a 3-point shot, it loses all of its value because come playoff time, teams are going to sag off you and dare you to shoot. And right now, Amen Thompson is shooting 21% from 3-point range as a starter. So I know everybody's like, oh my gosh, well, as a starter, he's been on fire. He's still only shooting 21%. Listen again. Amen Thompson shooting 21% from 3 as a starter. 25% up for 3 on the season. So he as a starter, he's shooting almost less than 20%. Just on the season, he's shooting less than 30%. From 3, 25%. That's what centers shoot. That's what big men shoot. So that's my thing with Amen. It's not me. It's the facts say it so. He can't shoot the ball consistently. That's going to be a downfall for the Rockets and him in the playoffs if he can't do that. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. Because it's cool you're doing this in the regular season. Everybody's kind of like, they're not really putting out their best defensive game plans and their best defensive schemes. The Celtics, they were almost playing him like he was Steph. If that was a playoff series, they would have been sagging off him, man. I can guarantee you that. So it's going regular season, people kind of like just doing whatever these teams, like they're like, okay, we'll play regular, whatever. But come playoff time, when teams are gonna like, okay, every game matters, they're gonna shag off of you, and he's gonna have to make those shots, and he showed he can't. So that's my next big question for him, and that's the same question I have not only for him on that team, but for Dillon Brooks. Now, Dillon Brooks had a whale of a game. He had 36, I think, tonight. He had 10 threes, I think, tonight. But that's the next question too: is Dillon Brooks, can he shoot the three ball consistently come playoff time? I doubt it. Definitely not good enough for them to win a championship. So I think that's going to be the big question for the Rockets is Dillon Brooks and Ben Thompson, guys who will be playing major minutes in the playoffs. Can they shoot the three ball? Not consistently, no. So that kind of gives you an answer how far the Rockets can go. There's a limitation what the Rockets can do. They remind me a lot of OKC last year. OKC had the same problem. And guess what they did? They saw Josh Giddey couldn't shoot the three ball consistently. He didn't really pan out and that kind of stuff. They went and got Cruz, somebody who can be a sniper from three and can space the floor for SGA and can also defend. You got to be able to shoot the three. Just go ask OKC fans, man. You got to be. There's a reason why Isaiah Joe started late. Was it game 5 or game? I know he started game 6, but was it game 5 too? He started 2. There's a reason for that, man. They got to be able to shoot it come playoff time. So I'll say that. Same thing for Dillon Brooks. And I want to say something too, because and Rockets fans, you may not like me, but it is what it is. I just wanted, and I'll give Şengün credit. He went off versus the Cavs twice versus Jared Allen. He had 18, 11, 7 for 13 for field goal. They had 26 and 8, 13 for field goal. But today, I just didn't feel his presence. And the Cavs, it's cool, but like the Celtics are a real test because they're the defending champs. Like a team like Boston or when the Mavs are healthy, or one of those teams that I respect. Teams that have shown they can make a run. Nuggets is a good one to look at. Teams that have made championship runs, Miami, those type of teams, are the ones to look at. I just felt like today his impact wasn't had. 11 points, 4 for 10 field goal, 0 for 1 for 3, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, and no block. I just felt like today versus Kornet, again, taller, not just bigger, but taller centers, guys that are taller than him. His impact wasn't there. Mainly, and that's why I believe that you got to have a 3-point shot. Because right now he's shooting 21, Alperen Şengün is shooting 23% from 3-point percentage. So I can tell you right now, man, the Rockets are going to have a hard time in the playoffs because they can't shoot the 3. I'm just going to tell you right now, Şengün's struggling to shoot the 3. Dillon Brooks is struggling to shoot the 3. And Thompson struggles to shoot the 3. And that's why I felt as if Reed Sheppard should be playing, because day one in the NBA, I'm telling you right now, Reed Sheppard can give you 40% from 3 right now. He can give you an elite knockdown 3-point shooter, kind of like Pritchard is for the Celtics, right? Just starting as his base. So that's why I liked him to play this year. And I think he should be playing for the Rockets. But I'm telling you right now, the Rockets have a hard time in the playoffs not being able to shoot the 3. People see that, man. You can't shoot it from 3. And you got to, I'm not going to speak on this because field goals is anything inside the 3-point line. So it says he's shooting well for field goal, but how many of those field goal shots are inside the painted area, right below the free throw line? I don't know. How many of those are true mid-range shots? I don't know. But I do know this. As I watch Şengün, I'll be looking for that. Can he make the midi? Can he make those mid-range shots? If hey, I got a taller guy on me, I'm not always going to be able to consistently get into him and then kind of get a consistent shot. I need to get a mid-range shot or a 3-point shot. Can he get to that? But I can tell right now the Rockets are going to struggle from 3-point percentage. That's going to be the cap on how far the Rockets can go in the playoffs. But yeah, I'm definitely Şengün to me he didn't impact the game. And versus the top versus Celtics is, like I said, a real test to me. The Cavs are cool. I don't look too highly on the Cavs. I'm more of a Celtics, Mavs when fully healthy. Heat and the Nuggets and those type of teams that I've seen make runs before. Those are the teams I look towards more. And that kind of stuff. So maybe it was just a bad game, but I'm not gonna sit there and crucify that guy. But I am gonna say I'm gonna take notice. I think everybody should take notice of that. I watched the whole game. He just didn't have an impact really. And he just didn't. He didn't look good offensively. And I just didn't see if he's a baby Jokic. Well, if Jokic was playing this game, he would have dominated. So that's my one thing. Jokic wouldn't have had these problems. It felt like Luke Kornet and Kristaps Porzingis erased him. And even they had Neemias Queta and I forgot Tillman, Xavier Tillman. Like those are the four bigs they played tonight. Mainly Cornette and Porzingis though, and then some Quitas are kind of in there too, and a backup role. He just didn't look good, so that kind of disappointed me honestly. About him, and I wasn't too keen on how he played, and I thought I definitely thought he could have been better, and I think he's gonna have to be better if they want to make it far. Um, if they want to make it far, he's gonna have to be better because he just got erased by Cornette, Porzingis, and Quita. And look at this, and then defensively too, I thought, man, Cornette had a day versus Şengün. And, maybe but I just said like Cornette had 18, 7, and 1. So I haven't thought, he jumped the pass one time, missed it, I think ended in a dunk for Cornette or something like that. So, I just thought Cornette kind of gave it to him today on both sides of the ball. Same thing with Porzingis. And maybe not Porzingis, but Cornette for sure. Yeah, he struggles with that height on him. So that's one thing I'm going to say about Şengün is I'm going to be watching him. A lot of y'all hype him up, but don't talk about these kind of performances versus taller guys. He struggled. And then 3-point shot. I mean, the way y'all talk about Şengün is like he's Jokic, but 23% from 3-point ain't Jokic. I'm going to be honest with you. 11 points ain't Jokic. In 34 minutes, you might as well be doing cardio. So that's all I'm going to say on that when it comes to Houston. And they're going to have to address that in the offseason as a 3-point shooting. It's going to have to get better. It's going to have to. It's an obvious weakness with the Rockets and it's 3-point shooting. I wouldn't shock me if they're one of the worst 3-point shooters in the league. And then Fred VanVleet's, he's a role player. He's going to be inconsistent. So, next thing I'll talk about is, should LaMelo Ball be a starter? Should he have been a starter in the All-Star game? I think he should have been. His numbers backed it up. He's box office. And everybody's like, oh, well, he's on a trashy team. So, blah, blah. By the way, did we not do this with Booker already, man? We already did this with Devin Booker. Oh, remember, I remember that there. Oh, he's on an empty stats, trashy team. It's actually more impressive because he's on a team. Y'all don't gotta understand NBA works. They have scouting reports. So every night, all these teams are thinking, we need to stop. The only thing they're thinking is, okay, they're trashy, right? As y'all say, they're trashy. They have nobody on the LaMelo. Everybody just LaMelo. They suck. So everybody in the NBA is thinking, when we can play the Hornets, we gotta stop LaMelo. That's number one. And before anything else, we gotta stop him. We gotta get to him because we stop him, everybody else, but they still can't do it. That's what makes it impressive to me. Is everybody's game plan because he's on a trashy team, quote unquote, is to try to stop and do everything they can to stop him, and he's still putting up the big numbers. That's what's impressive to me. And he's still box office. That's what's impressive to me. And so I don't believe in empty stats, especially when you're on a team like that and everybody knows what you're gonna do and you still get it done. I take that as impressive. So I just leave it at that. And my next thing to you is that, okay, so when LaMelo does it, it's a bad thing, though. But when Victor, who's also on a trashy team, is going to end up being, top 10 NBA draft pick, they're going to be 12 seed, 11 seed, whatever, not making the playoffs, bottom of the West. When the Spurs are at the bottom of the West, so Victor is putting it, so couldn't, you know what I'm saying? See how your logic is flawed? Because couldn't you say the same thing for Victor? And he's putting up empty stats because he's on a trashy team. You could say the same thing for Victor, but when Victor does it, it's glazed. It's oh my God, Victor Wembanyama, because of the perception. Because of the perception of Victor Wembanyama as this generational player, and when he does it, it's amazing. But LaMelo Ball's a shot chucker who just puts up a bunch of shots and that kind of stuff. So I just want to challenge y'all to think that if you're going to hold LaMelo to the same standard, hold Victor to the same standard. Because we got people like Stephen A. Smith saying Victor Wembanyama should have been started, which is outrageous. And so I just how I feel about it personally. And then the next thing I want to challenge people to think about is everybody's like, oh my gosh, Doug Christie. The Kings they're doing so much better. They got a better coach, all that kind of stuff. Is it the coach or was Mike Brown getting fired? I want to make sure I got his name right. Before let me see. Yeah, Mike Brown. So was it Mike Brown getting fired that changed that the reason why they're playing better, or was it Doug Christie and his coaching? Because I'm not too sure that it's so much Doug Christie, and it's not the fact that, oh crap, this is a wake up call because first comes the coach, then comes the players. I mean, we know how it goes. They fired Mike Brown, they put it on him. and next is going to be the players. And I think, to me, I'm not going to say all of it's Doug Christie. I have to wait till next season to make that, in the playoffs, to make that determination. But right now, I think somebody has to be credited to. It was more of a wake up call to the Kings, like, hey, we got to get this crap figured out because this organization isn't playing around anymore. They want to win, and we're here to win. And we haven't been playing to that standard. And this was a good wake up call for us today. Hey, look, there's jobs on the line. There's families. People got to feed their families. We got to wake this crap up. We got to go because nobody's waiting on us. So I'm not saying this is not Doug Christie being a better coach, but I also believe that this is more of a wake up call and it kind of woke the players up and like we got to get this show on the road because this organization's not playing around. This fan base not playing around. They're ready to go. People are waiting on us. They expect us to win, and we got to hold up our end of the bargain. They brought us together for a reason. They went and got DeRozan for a reason. So I think it's like 50-50 almost to me. So I just want people to think about that when they talk about the Kings and Doug Christie. And the next thing I'll talk about too is Josh Okogie. He had 19, 2 and 2 versus the Lakers today. I think he's actually developed a 3-point shot. Not sure how well that holds in the playoffs, but I think he might actually have one. If I'm a team looking for a forward or a wing with some size and some mass, Josh Okogie's built like a defensive end / linebacker. He could be. He looked like he played in the NFL. I just think that if I'm one of those teams that was looking for a wing that can defend, rebound, do all the dirty work you need to do, plus he's trying to build a 3-point shot and actually have one, I'd be somebody in the West looking more like a Laker or somebody that I'd be looking to add him because I think he could be valuable. As Suns fans, if this guy, which I think he is, he's getting to the point where he actually has a 3-point shot now, that's all he's been missing. I think if I'm a team in the West, I'd be want to go after him, like Golden State or something like that, because he's a really good player, a really good role player, somebody I want to attack. Like I said, 19, 2 and 2 versus the Lakers today with the Hornets. So they're a better team because of him. So I just tell you how good he is. So somebody I definitely look to if I was a team or a fan base looking for somebody to add. That's why I'd be looking to add to my team. So that's gonna be my Oh, by the way, the Phoenix Suns. I forgot to break them down. So my Suns played the Clippers today. We beat them by 2. Came down to the wire. We won. I think that today was a massive win for the Suns. I think they're going to go on a win streak. They're on a 3-game. I think they could get all the way up to 5, 6, or 7, maybe even more. But I think Phoenix is about to go on a run. And so all that trash y'all talking about Phoenix, I just want y'all to keep the same energy because they're about to go on a run. And guess what? This ain't going to be the last one they have. They're going to make a run to the playoffs too. And maybe even make a run to the finals. So all that trash y'all talking about Phoenix about, oh, this and that. And I see all these podcasts about, oh, man, the Suns are screwed. Blah, blah, blah. This ain't going to work. Blah, blah. Bet you it ain't going to work. Bet you Durant is traded in the offseason. Blah, a whole bunch of trash that y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Don't even know what y'all talking about, bro. Durant's doing this. Durant's doing Phoenix is this and that and all this. And, Durant's going to get traded. And I bet you this time next year, KD's going to be on a whole different team and all this stuff, man. And y'all just keep talking y'all stuff, man, because winning cures all. So Suns about to get on a big win streak. And for all y'all that think y'all know something about the Suns organization, or you don't, because why would they trade away Kevin Durant? They're going to do everything in their power to. That's what even makes sense. They're going to do everything in their power to keep Kevin Durant. This is not my GM. This is real life. So they're not going to trade away Kevin Durant. Why in the world would they ever do? That's like the Lakers trading away LeBron. That's never going to happen. So with the fact that you're even saying that, don't even make sense. They're not. KD and Booker will never leave Phoenix as long as it is in Phoenix's hands. That don't even make sense. That's why I know you don't even know what you're talking about. Because if anybody out there saying that KD and the Suns they're going to trade away KD, don't know HBA, and they don't know James Jones, and they don't know the Phoenix Suns organization, and they don't know what they're talking about. The Suns have been nothing for how long? And they get a top 10 player, undoubtedly, unanimously a top 15 player. Anybody knows basketball knows KD is better than him. I think he's a top 10, but anybody can say the top 12, top 13, top 15 player in NBA history. And they got another one in Devin Booker who's on the come up. You think they're going to trade him away if they finally get a Hall of Fame duo? And you think he's going to trade that away? Oh, yeah, we're done now. We weren't nothing for the past. Ever since the inception of Charles Barkley, we haven't been crap. We're just going 20 years later, we finally got some players that can actually put butts in seats, and we're going to trade them away. Anybody that tells you KD's going to get traded anytime soon or anywhere, don't know what they're talking about. You probably should stop listening to them. He's not going anywhere. Not if it's in Phoenix's hands. Second of all, with Phoenix, I think that Nick Richards gives them some size on the interior, an athletic lob threat, can go. Still waiting to see him block some more shots, be better defensively. But as he figures out the system in Phoenix, he'll do better. They have some kind of the system kind of. The Hornets coach is from the kind of the Budenholzer tree, or he has kind of runs a similar system, so he kind of already got some of the verbiage, that kind of stuff down already from Phoenix. But and he kind of knows some of the plays already. But as he gets more comfortable and more chemistry with these guys, Nick Richards is only going to get better and be better. And I think Suns are going to make another trade. Now, whether that's Jimmy Butler, I don't know. I just think they're going to do another trade coming for Phoenix before next Friday. I mean, it's not before. It could be on Friday. The trade line goes on Saturday. So it could be Friday, but before next Saturday, I should say, because trade line is Friday night at 12. But before next Saturday, I do think Phoenix Suns will make another trade. I think, but even with this roster they got now, dude, if Devin Booker and KD are clicking, it don't take a lot. And I think they got enough. I think they got enough. If the role players can hit shots, it's Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, Ryan Dunn, Tyus Jones, Monte Morris, Bradley Beal. If all those guys can hit those shots, man, and just hit the shots that are given to them, Phoenix will be fine. And I'm just gonna say now they're gonna go on a win streak here, and I want to hear what the people gotta say then. When Phoenix goes on a win streak, they just beat the Clippers. They got Minnesota now. They're gonna play the Warriors. They're gonna play the Thunder. They're gonna play all these teams on top. They got a really good schedule coming up. Miami, good quality teams. A lot of these teams are gonna be in playoffs. So when they beat these teams, I want to hear people gotta say that. That's all I'm gonna say, because all we've heard is this not gonna work, and I'm telling you right now, it's gonna work. Is KD and Debo almost will. Y'all forget. Let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all forget the only team to take the Nuggets. It was only one team that took the Nuggets to 6 when they won a championship. It was the Suns with KD and Book. It don't take a lot for KD and they had what, Jack Landale, Torrey Craig, Landry Shamet. Like, it don't take a lot for KD and Book, man. So I'm just letting you know right now that they got enough. I'm saying if they're KD and Book are playing at that level, which I know they can, I think, and I know they will. I almost guarantee they will, because you're too hard. This duo special, man. Then good luck beating these dudes. That's all I'm gonna say. Good luck. Good luck, man. These dudes they elevate players around them. And I watched first saying it doesn't take a lot for Phoenix. It's not gonna take a lot, man. It's not gonna take a lot. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But just keep everybody that's saying it's not gonna work. Keep the same energy because now it's working. Now Phoenix is starting to figure that crap out. They just look, they're getting better game in game. Ever since that Nick Richards trade, and they got it big now. They finally learn to look better. A complete team. Now they can start hitting these wide open 3-point shots. Watch out, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Phoenix is gonna be a team to be reckoned with. I'll leave it at that. That's gonna be a recap for today. I'll see y'all tomorrow for tomorrow's recap. And a lot of games tomorrow. So tomorrow's recap probably gonna be a lot shorter, but recap every day. Every day I'll be recapping the NBA games. And if any of the sport, I'll throw in any other. If something happens, like NFL game like Super Bowl or a college basketball game comes in there, baseball, I might throw in some other stuff in here. But right now it'll be mainly NBA, because that's what's on a lot Monday through Friday or Saturday, so on Sunday. So mainly during the weekdays, though, NBA is on majority of the time. So until then, come back with another video. Until then, I'll be out.